Here we will look at what is meant by composition of functions. The composition of functions f composed with g is defined to be f composed with g, which equals f of g of x. Basically here, the easiest way to explain this is for me to show you. Composition essentially means that you will plug one function into another. You will notice that it's a composition by this very small circle centered in the middle of the two functions. So in this example, we are asked to find f composed with g of x first. So f composed with g of x means that I will start with the function f, and into that function, in place of x, I will substitute the other function g. What I do is I write down the pattern for the function f. In other words, it's 2 times something squared plus 2. So that gives me my general pattern to what the function f looks like. And then here, g goes in where the x was in the function f. So g would be 5x minus 1. Now on these, we would need to simplify out the function as much as possible by multiplying, combining like terms, doing operations such as those. This one, notice that we have a square on a binomial function. So what that means, leave the 2 where it is, and then write this function twice. So it's multiplied times itself. Leave everything else the way it is. Now, leave the 2, and then FOIL these two binomials. So we would have 25x squared minus 5x minus 5x, and then plus 1. Now I would still have the plus 2. Before distributing the 2 on the outside, I would combine like terms. And then finally multiply the 2. And then we have the plus 2 at the end, so these two terms can be combined. So our final answer would be 50x squared minus 20x plus 4. So f composed with g of x equals 50x squared minus 20x plus 4. The big thing to remember when you're doing compositions is one function is being plugged into another. Whatever function is first is the first function that you want to look at. Whichever function is on the inside is the one that you want to plug in where the x is in the first function. Let's now go do the second part. The second part is g of f of x, or g composed with f. To do this, let me recopy our two functions. So our function f was f of x equals 2x squared plus 2, and then the function g was g of x equals 5x minus 1. Here they want us to find g composed with f of x. Our function g looks like this: 5 times something minus 1. Our function f is substituted everywhere there was an x in our function g. So this would be 2x squared plus 2. Now to do this one, all I need to do is distribute the 5. So I would do 10x squared plus 10, and then I still have the minus 1. So 10x squared, these two can be combined, plus 9. So g composed with f of x is 10x squared plus 9. These need lots of practice. Sometimes the idea is a little disconcerting at first, but once you get the hang of it, it will become easier.